This morning, a national security threat, 2.2 million active U.S. forces at risk for identity theft. Their birth date, social security numbers stolen. And now, an all-out nationwide search for one laptop. Stock slide. The Dow drops to a 3-month low. Why the roller coaster for investors? Did the Fed chief's own words spark the sell-off? A reality check ahead. And a $1 million baby. The first photos of baby Brangelina sold for an estimated $4 million. $4 million for the pictures of a baby?
From Times Square, this is Good Morning America with Charles Gibson, Diane Sawyer, and Robin Roberts.
I've got some pictures of my new grandson you can have for $2 million if you want. Good morning, America. It is Wednesday, June 7th. We made it through June 6th. Welcome back to Diane. The gang's all here.
Flew in last night. Good to be here.
Good to have you here. Let me tell you about some overnight news that we have. An update on a story you heard first here on Good Morning America. A co-ed strangled in her own home with a bikini top. And while you were sleeping, police arrested a suspect, a convicted sex offender. The details ahead.
Also, following on that arrest, a wake-up call this morning about America's prisons. We've got an important new study. An estimated 650,000 prisoners are released back on streets every year, and a staggering 2/3 are rearrested within 3 years, meaning all of us could cross paths with dangerous criminals. Is the system beyond repair? We'll tell you more coming up.
And we got some great pictures for you to look at. We always love great pictures on this program, but this is a massive dust cloud. Look at this thing, miles wide, plowed right through downtown Phoenix yesterday. It's known as a haboob.
Haboob?
Haboob. H-A-B-O-O-B, Arabic for strong wind. And we've got some, I'm just filling here because I like looking at these pictures, but they're amazing. And we'll show you some more of them later.
It is. It's
Yeah, really
amazing. Also, imagine you're class president and you have dreamed of graduation day, and now you can't attend because gangs have made death threats against you. It's happening right now to a star student, and you'll meet him in a GMA exclusive coming up. But Robin's going to begin with the news. Robin?
I am, Diane. Thank you. We begin with a stunning revelation in the case of that stolen Veterans Administration laptop. Turns out that the security breach is far worse than officials first thought. ABC's Jonathan Karl has the latest from the Pentagon. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Robin. This may no longer just be a story about identity theft, but a story about national security. The Veterans Administration says that stolen laptop included personal information on 80% of active duty U.S. service members. The numbers here are just staggering. All told, 2.2 million people in the military may be affected, including more than 1.1 million on active duty, more than 400,000 in the National Guard, and more than 600,000 in the reserves. And all that information, as you can imagine, in the wrong hands poses a real national security risk that could give foreign governments or even terrorists a roadmap to the personal lives of U.S. service members. But it's very important to point out here that the Veterans Administration has no idea what happened to this information. That laptop may simply have been stolen by a petty criminal who wanted to steal a computer and then resell it. And with that in mind, Robin, Montgomery County has offered a $50,000 reward for the return of that laptop. But as you can imagine, with this new revelation, that price is almost certain to go up.
You got that right. Thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan Karl at the Pentagon this morning. More chilling allegations this morning against the suspected terrorists charged with plotting to bomb targets in Canada. Most of the 17 suspects appeared in court Tuesday amid accusations that some of them had planned to storm Parliament, take hostages, and behead the Canadian Prime Minister. Now, that stunning arrest of a convicted sex offender accused of strangling a Clemson University student with a bikini top. ABC's Sonia Crawford has the latest.
35-year-old Jerry Buck Inman was captured Tuesday night, a mile from his parents' home in Dandridge, Tennessee. Hours earlier, police began a nationwide manhunt, accusing Inman of murdering, raping, and kidnapping 20-year-old Clemson University student Tiffany Sowers.
We, of course, confiscated the vehicle he was in, told him what his charges were. I think he was aware that we were looking for him. He gave us that indication.
Investigators say DNA ties Inman, a registered sex offender, to her death. Sowers' body was found in her apartment on May 26th. She'd been strangled with a bikini top. Last week, authorities released this photo of a man they now believe is Inman. He's at an ATM using Sowers' card. They say Inman has a record. including an arrest in Florida for kidnapping and sexual battery. He was arrested 160 miles from the campus where Sowers had been studying to be a civil engineer. Her mother spoke to Good Morning America last week.
Anybody that knew her wouldn't do this to her. She had no enemies. She loved everybody.
Inman will appear in a Tennessee court for an extradition hearing later this morning. For Good Morning America, Sonia Crawford, ABC News.
Primary elections were held in 8 states on Tuesday. One race in California drew attention as a preview of what might happen in November. Former Republican Congressman Brian Bilbray beat Democrat Francine Busby in a special House election. Bilbray will replace jailed Congressman Randy Duke Cunningham, so it will not affect the balance of power in Congress. And finally, those great pictures we're telling you about, stunning sight in the southwest desert. Thunderstorms kicked up a wicked wall of sand between Tucson and Phoenix. Haboob, is that what you said it's called? A haboob. It was though someone had dropped a dirt blanket over the whole area, and those who got covered said it just came out of the blue.
It was sunny, and then it turned brown, and now it's all dusty and dirty, and there's stuff in my eyes.
We get excited about dust. That's kind of sad, but it's the way it is. I love it. It's dusty, and it feels good, right? Yeah.
Your little baby. These sandstorms aren't that unusual in the desert. This one's just a month earlier than usual. And that's the first look at news at 7:06. And you were saying, Diane?
I've been in one of those. Yes, it's this personal show and tell here. I've been in one, and it seeps in. You roll up the windows of the car. It gets in the car anyway, and you're watching it just layer up. And I'm not kidding. It's so fine. It's so fine.
Amazing.
Anyway, that's about me.
Well, thank you.
And now we'll go to the weather in Mike Bars.
Hey, good morning. And you got to be careful when you're driving and that stuff as well. Some nasty weather ripping through the Midwest overnight. I want to show you some pictures this morning from Columbia County, Wisconsin right here. And looks like a funnel cloud forming right there. 10 tornadoes touching down in southern Wisconsin, just north of Madison. At least 24 homes were damaged from these severe storms. Tornadoes also flipping over some trailers as well. Thankfully, that system has moved out. The other big weather story, the heavy rain in the northeast. It's already pouring in parts of New England, like Plymouth, Mass., where they've already seen 2 inches of rain this morning. Several inches are forecast tonight, and flood watches are in effect and have been issued for Boston and Portland, Maine. And that's a brief look at the national picture. Here is what's happening near you.
Pleasant weather is ahead for you in the Pacific Northwest. Once again today, partly cloudy skies west of the Cascades. East of the Cascades, you can see some clouds rolling up from the south. It also means thunderstorms are possible for you in central and eastern parts of the state. Our high 73, our low 53. Increase in clouds overnight. Chance of a couple sprinkles are possible. But take a look at your weekend forecast. It could be in the 70s and low 80s by Sunday. And now back to Good Morning America.
Very quiet all of a sudden. It's time right now is 7:08. Charlie?
All right, we're going to start now with the big drop on Wall Street. This morning, the Dow Jones Industrial Average stands at its lowest point since March, hovering just 2 points above the 11,000 mark. We have complete coverage of the big stock sell-off that's going on over the last couple of days. Good Morning America financial contributor Melody Hobson will be with us in a moment to talk about what it means for your money. But we want to start with ABC's Betsy Stark. She's across the street at NASDAQ for the latest. Betsy?
Good morning, Charlie. The Dow Industrials will be struggling today just to stay above 11,000 and avoid a third straight day of losses after one of the worst 2-day routes of the year.
Blame the drop in the market on a bad case of inflation jitters. And Wall Street's fear that the Fed will fight inflation by raising interest rates yet again.
The stock market is worried that the Federal Reserve may go too far. They may hike interest rates too many times and therefore send the economy into a recession.
Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke set the market dive in motion, telling an audience of bankers on Monday he's uneasy about inflation levels in the economy.
These are unwelcome developments.
Like many economists, he's particularly worried about the impact of rising energy prices.
It's not just the price that we're paying for gasoline at the pump. Energy costs go into making a lot of the goods and services that we produce.
The 32% jump in oil prices over the past year has driven up the cost of everything from T-shirts to airline tickets to tires. And it's up to the Fed to keep inflation from getting worse.
They need to hike interest rates enough so that we don't have an inflation problem down the road, but not so much they send the economy into a recession.
Wall Street is worried that the Fed will get this delicate balancing act wrong. If they do, and they have before, investors could lose a lot more money than they've lost already, Charlie.
All right, Betsy Stark joining us from NASDAQ right across the street. Joined now from Chicago by Good Morning America financial contributor and president of Ariel Capital Management, Mellody Hobson. So, Mellody, what's your take on what's going on?
Well, I would say there's no question that there's a lot of concern about Bernanke's comments yesterday. And, you know, this market is weighed down. There's been a lot with oil prices, with a falling dollar, and now inflation. People are concerned.
Ben Bernanke, when he was appointed to be head of the Fed and succeed Alan Greenspan, was said to be quite a good communicator. But people are listening to his remarks and concerns about inflation, that indicates higher interest rates are coming, and the market's reacting to that. Is he being too frank?
I do not think so at all. I think he's a straight shooter. I really appreciate it. Even though Alan Greenspan was known as the maestro for the beautiful way that he conducted the markets for so many years, on a good day, maybe I could understand 5% of what he was saying. Ben Bernanke right now is telling the truth. And the adage is, the truth hurts, and the critics out there just don't want to hear it.
But Betsy was talking about the fact that the markets are concerned that perhaps the Fed is going to raise interest rates too high and maybe set off a recession.
Well, that is a possibility. We're looking at the end of this month, most likely the 17th rate hike in the last 2 years. Rates will go up to probably 5.25%, and it's very hard to walk this tightrope. I would expect that we will continue to see more rate hikes this year because I think inflation is a problem, and Bernanke has made it clear he's going to be vigilant about fighting it.
Mellody, you sort of predicted, indeed, you a number of times on this broadcast predicted that the market was in for a correction. Do you think it's going to go lower, or are we essentially done with it?
I think we're in the middle of a correction. Even though the Dow has gone down about 5.5% since it peaked on May 10th, a correction means that the Dow has to be at least down 10%. This is long overdue. A correction, if you look at history, typically occurs about every 200 or so days. We've gone more than 800 days without a correction. This is the third longest period in stock market history without a correction. I think we need one.
So if you think the market is headed for somewhat lower levels in the next few days or few weeks, A, should people be pulling their money out of the market? And B, is there a better place to be putting your money?
Well, one, I would absolutely say I am never a believer in market timing. I think you want stocks in your portfolio for long-term growth at all times. And, of course, the upward trend long-term on the stock market is just that, up. But I would say that you want to make sure you fasten your seatbelt. It may be a little bit of a bumpy ride. And we just have to remember, if you were to go out and buy a flat-screen TV one day and see that it was down 10% from the day before, you think to yourself, you just got a bargain. The same thing is happening right now with the stock market, and there are some great buying opportunities out there.
All right, Mellody Hobson, as always, good to have you with us. Thanks very much, Diane.
All right, Charlie. Well, Congress is gearing up today for a major hearing on violence in America's prisons and how that violence affects all of us on the outside. The hearing will take place tomorrow because every year more than 13 million people enter U.S. prisons and jails. And ABC's Dan Harris has been studying the news on this front for all of us. Dan?
Diane, good morning. Here's something interesting to think about. Of those 13 million people who go into prisons and jails every year, 95% will eventually get out. 95%. Sometimes these people will be angrier and more violent than when they went in. Tomorrow, members of Congress will be hearing from prison reformers, both liberal and conservative, who have a new report that says, quote, what happens inside jails and prisons does not stay inside jails and prisons.
In less than 2 years, Michael Buie will walk out of prison and into the community. His rap sheet shows Buie's been in and out for 15 years, much of it, he says, in violent conditions.
And I'm fighting and I'm stabbing people and I'm trying to, survive.
He'd get out, commit more violent crimes like robbery and assault, and go right back in.
And I know prison is for punishment, but would you put a pit bull in a cage and poke him with a stick and let him out in a classroom full of kids? That's the same thing you do in the inmates.
Every year, an estimated 650,000 inmates are released. That is a population larger than the entire city of Boston. And 2/3 of them will be rearrested within 3 years. Half of them will end up right back inside. A cycle that creates new crime victims and costs millions of dollars for courts and corrections. The prison reformers who will testify before Congress tomorrow say violence is a serious problem behind bars. Experts say the causes are overcrowding, the overuse of solitary confinement, 23 hours a day in tiny cells can lead to psychological deterioration, and budget cuts that have removed programs that keep inmates productive. Congress will also hear allegations of medical neglect. Victoria Wright says her husband died in a prison in California after not receiving the medication he needed.
I believe they murdered my husband. When you denied him that medicine, didn't you think he was going to die?
The system is here to correct, not only punish.
The warden at the prison where Michael Buie is locked up says the system is slowly starting to change.
If we don't do a complete job with our rehabilitation, then we're creating more victims because that same man can get out of prison and do it to somebody else.
Buie, for example, is now enrolled in a Christian program, and he's become a model inmate.
I'm stepping out, and I'm doing things, and I'm seeing that I can accomplish things and do these things. It's all through God, and, you know, through this program, I feel.
Interestingly, just days after we met Michael Buie, that program he's in was declared unconstitutional by a federal judge. On World News Tonight, we're going to take a closer look at how Christians are getting involved in prisons, Diane, sometimes in rather controversial ways.
For instance?
In Angola, for example, which was this is a prison in Louisiana, was the bloodiest prison in the country. A conservative Christian took over, violence down by 50%. Some say, however, he's favoring the Christians.
Favoring the Christians inside the prison?
Yes.
Okay, Dan Harris tonight. Again, thanks for this. Robin?
All right, Diane, whoever said a picture's worth 1,000 words would probably be amazed at the idea that a photo could be worth $4 million. Well, the publishing world reportedly thinks the first photo of Brad and Angelina's newborn daughter is worth it. ABC's David Muir joins us now with the big bucks battle for this picture and other famous images that have sparked big-time bidding wars. We've seen this before.
Really incredible, isn't it, Robin, when you think about the behind-the-scenes bidding that goes on for images like these. And in this latest case, the photos of Brad and Angelina's baby were displayed in an office in downtown Manhattan late one evening, and editors from several magazines were called in to check them out. And what followed were several hours of back-and-forth negotiating, and then that multi-million-dollar winner.
It's long been thought Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's newborn would be the first million-dollar baby. But millions? People magazine reportedly paid more than $4 million for the first images of Shiloh Nouvelle. The couple chose the agency that took and then marketed the photos, and the money raised will go to charity.
The photos were sent to our offices in New York and London, and customers were invited in to view the photos on site and make decisions about whether they wished to bid for them.
Wish to bid? No question. How much to bid? That's what it came down to, because one thing is for certain.
That baby's going to sell a lot of copies of magazines.
Last year, Julia Roberts and her photographer husband sold this image to People magazine for a reported $150,000. The money was donated to an environmental group. The first photo of Britney Spears' baby captured $500,000. The money was given to a Hurricane Katrina charity. And Gwyneth Paltrow with Baby Apple, a fruitful $125,000. Celebrity photos, from babies to breakups, from weddings to wild flings, have long generated huge price tags. Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas sold the first photo from their wedding for more than $1.6 million. The most profitable paparazzi photos to date are still those of Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed 10 days before they died, making more than $500,000. Remember that photo of Donna Rice sitting on Gary Hart's lap? That went for $75,000. Muckraking? Perhaps. But morbid? Remember that famous 1977 photo of Elvis in his coffin? The National Enquirer shelled out $18,000 for it.
Remember that? And he was dead. He was dead.
But 18K.
I know. The issue of National Enquirer still remains the biggest seller. Next up, though, you and I were just talking about this, Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' baby. You know, there were early estimates, $2 million. But after $4 million, come on.
Tom Kitten, go for more than that.
Make your bets now.
All right, David, thank you. Charlie?
Picture of the morning time now, and it's of the Rocket, Roger Clemens. He made his first appearance on the pitcher's mound this season. It was down in a single-A game in Lexington, Kentucky. And look at this. That's a 19-year-old kid, Johnny Drennan, his name is, just out of high school, and he hit a home run off a Hall of Fame pitcher. Now, well, Drennan is wearing number 22, and that's the Rockets number. And Roger said, well, I saw the kid had a nice number, and so I gave him a pitch.
Yeah, right. He tried and strike that guy. No way.
Clemens pitched 3 innings. He struck out 6 batters. I suspect Roger took a little something off the
The
fence.
kid's got bragging rights for the rest of his life.
Sure does.
That's like dunking on Shaq. We'll be back. Coming up on Good Morning America, imagine you're the class president and you can't go to your own graduation because gangs are threatening your life. That story ahead. Plus, women's voices. They're getting lower and lower and lower. Why? We'll tell you ahead.
Hi there. Bill, what are you doing here? Just thought I'd drop by with the terms of your refinancing. Well, actually, I'm refinancing at LendingTree. You're choosing LendingTree over me? Look, you're a good mortgage broker. But LendingTree has better service. They even have loan specialists to help me through the whole process. But, Dad, I'm your son. I know you are, Billy. I know.
Join the 18 million people getting a better loan at LendingTree. When banks compete, you win.
Tell me what you see here.
Bacon! 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 Chewy, yummy, smoky bacon!
No, it's bacon strips, Fran. Dogs don't know it's not bacon.
It's bacon!
Huh?
Morning. Hi.
That'll be $20.
I'd like to pay for a couple of his shirts, too. And can you give me my card, please?
Bold moves. They happen every day.
Coppertone Continuous Spray. The no mess, no rub sunscreen. Nothing's easier, nothing's faster. Finally, sunscreen that's in sync with your life. Try Coppertone Continuous Spray. The only way to spray.
I've lived here all my life. I'm not going anywhere. I've made arrangements for assistance if I need it. I'm a realist. I know I'll be old one day.
Long-term care coverage from Mutual of Omaha Insurance Company.
I went in for dog treats and discovered a way to reward myself.
Hey, I'm feeling fine now. Hey, the sun is shining.
Good morning. This is K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Good morning. It's 7:22. I'm Rhonda Shelby, and here is what is making news this morning. An inmate in the Multnomah County Jail faces possible rape charges after he escaped his cell and had sex with a mentally incapacitated woman in the jail's mental ward on May 1st. DeRoy Willis was in the woman's room for 3 hours, and guards didn't even know he was missing until he called to be let out. Convicted underwear thief Sung Koo Kim will serve more time in prison. Kim is already serving a sentence of more than 4 years for charges in Yamhill County. Yesterday, a judge ruled that he should also serve time in Washington County for charges there, a total of nearly 10 years. He still faces charges in Multnomah and Benton counties. Police are looking for 2 cars that belong to murder victims, and now they're offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to their killers. The first man was killed near 11th and Davis, and his silver 2005 Honda was taken. Then on May 28th, another man was shot and killed on Northeast 82nd, and his black 2002 Honda was stolen. If you know anything, call Crime Stoppers. Now let's check on the commute. Here's Jeff Hunter with Beat the Traffic.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good on the freeways, but it is lined up if you're making your way in on I-5 northbound now. It had been quiet. We've got slow traffic as you make your way up in through the Terwilliger curves, kind of on and off away from Capitol Highway. Watch out for some buildings slowing there. It's also slow back into Tualatin. Sunset Highway, we've got delays trying to get in from before the Sylvan exit. It stays slow all the way into downtown with a fair amount of stop and go. You see the red on the Beat the Traffic map there just a moment ago. Banfield, same thing. We've got mostly red, a little bit of yellow is below the limit, but the stop and go stuff at the east end away from I-205, and it's slow most of the way into the I-5 ramps. Still pretty busy in from Vancouver. Let's check in with Trooper Mike Kessler and see how things are in Southwest Washington.
All right, we are going to actually go to the weather forecast right after this break, and we'll be talking about not only your 10-day trend, but some great weather ahead for the Rose Festival week this week. Coming up.
You could live in the city and see a show every day. You
could live at the beach and build your very own castle. With today's Ethan Allen, it isn't hard to imagine. And with no interest financing, it's never been easier to create the look you love. Fresh, modern, irresistibly priced. It's a whole new Ethan Allen. And with no interest financing, you can find a whole new you. This is K2, the spirit of the Northwest. If you're in one of these locations, you may be able to receive a clearer signal by tuning to one of these UHF channels.
I'm very nervous about the competition today.
They said it would be tough and funny.
I'm kind of nervous, but like I've done stuff like this before.
True or false? Your brain is 3/4 water.
True.
Washing dishes by hand uses less water than running the dishwasher.
False.
Turning off the water while brushing your teeth can save up to 200 gallons per week.
True. Conserving water is easy.
Hi, you really must try these strawberries.
And blueberries. We can take care of this. Brain Wash Dual Power. It'll get these stains out in no time, including this spaghetti sauce.
And gravy.
Potent oxy action here.
Powerful stain fighters here.
They have to be separated until right before they hit the stain.
Then they combine and start to work right before your eyes. It's getting rid of the strawberries before we even put it in the wash.
Wow. Even Shout and OxyClean can't get your clothes cleaner.
Here's your shirt. Awesome.
Dual Power cleans more stains better than Shout Trigger.
Well, local kids will not have to wear rain gear for the Rose Parade, the Junior Rose Parade this afternoon. It looks pretty good. Your forecast looks fantastic for the coast, too. Here's a look at the Inn at Spanish Head Resort Hotel camera in Lincoln City, where we have partly to mostly sunny skies at the moment. We're going to see some increase in clouds later in the day as a storm system approaches from the west. And on the satellite picture, it's not quite showing up yet, but it will later on in the day. Notice how we also have some moisture streaming up in the upper levels of the atmosphere over central and eastern Oregon. Now, later today, we could see some thunderstorms breaking out in this region, as well as the eastern crest of the Cascades. And some of the thunderstorms could turn severe, so keep an eye to the sky if you live in those regions. The rest of us just see increasing clouds. Our high temperature today should be 73 degrees under partly sunny skies. Things are stable. And then tonight, we'll be looking at increase in clouds and a low of 53. Now, here's the 10-day trend. It looks nice, as we do have increase in clouds for tomorrow, maybe some showers Thursday night into Friday, but I tell you what, the weekend looks dry, sunny, high near 81 on Sunday. We're back with more news and weather in about 30 minutes.
Elton John. One show only, September 24th, live at the Rose Garden. Elton John and his band. The Captain and the Kid Tour, featuring all your favorites live. Tickets go on sale this Monday at 9 a.m.
The power of one is here. One company, one amazing price, 1 year of savings. One of Comcast's best deals ever. Order all 3 services, just $33 each per month for 12 months. Over 100 channels of all digital TV with On Demand. America's #1 high-speed internet with free McAfee security, plus unlimited nationwide calling and 12 popular features. Save up to $380 over 12 months with the power of one. Call 1-800-COMCAST.
Right now, it's Sleep Country's fantastic mix and match sale. Save big on hundreds of mismatched Sealy, Simmons, Spring Air, and Pacific mattress sets. And every size is on sale.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
Did you know some carpet cleaning companies use subcontractors to do the work instead of doing it themselves? It happened to me, but it only happened once. That's when I called Stanley Steamer. Their technicians are employees. They're fully trained and they're background checked. That's why I can trust Stanley Steamer.
Call today about our $99 special, our biggest savings of the year.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer is carpet cleaner.
Make your commute easier with K2 Beat the Traffic. Weekday mornings from 5 to 7 on K2 News. Plus updates during Good Morning America. K2's Beat the Traffic is brought to you by Town & Country Dealerships. Drive home happy.
Do you think you can drive this crowd wild? Let's rock and roll.
I could go all the way!
$1 million.
Whoever said winning isn't everything.
Yes, baby!
never played millionaire.
I'd like to make your dreams come true. Feel the love, baby.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Weekdays at 4 on K2, the spirit of the Northwest.
This K2 program brought to you by Sylvan Learning Center's Book Adventure.
Her hair is hollow gold.
Would know that voice anywhere. Kim Carnes, Betty Davis Eyes. You know, she made that husky voice really, really cool. So
It is cool.
Is there,
it sounds great.
There's a new craze we're figuring out here, that women are lowering their voices and making themselves, it's a new study that says they're lowering their voices.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're going to do that.
I really can't imagine.
No, the idea is that as women lower their voices, they sound more authoritative?
That's the thought behind it, but that in the last half century or so, it's been a really concerted effort by women.
It's also
to do that.
happening biologically,
Yeah.
so it's going hand in hand. Anyway, we'll address it around the water cooler this morning. Good morning, America, once again. June 7th right here, and also in this half hour, murder in the heartland, an unimaginable crime. A woman rips an unborn child from another woman's womb. Why would she do it? We have heard this before. What is this story? The new details on the crime.
And a little bit later, a health alert you're going to want to hear before you take your pills this morning. Americans fill there are written more than 3 billion prescriptions every year. But get this, 50% of the time, people either don't fill the prescriptions or don't take the drugs properly. And then also, doctors will tell you that most Americans don't realize how various things that they take, including vitamins and herbal supplements, how they mix and what effects they might have. So we'll get into that a little bit later.
And also funny lady Bonnie Hunt will be right here taking out a new challenge live in Times Square. But first, Robin.
But first, Diana, a star athlete and student eagerly awaiting graduation day, and now his hopes are dashed. He cannot attend the ceremony because of death threats against him. So why would a standout student be a target? Here's ABC's Taina Hernandez.
He's class president, a basketball star, and heading to college on a full scholarship. For a long time now, Tyrone Lewis has dreamed of graduation day, but he won't get a chance to make that walk across the stage or to deliver the speech he's practiced for 2 months. Tyrone was disinvited to the ceremony after police said gang members threatened his life.
The first thing he said to me was that, Tyrone, we came to a decision along with your school board members that you won't participate in graduation. No one really deserves this because graduation is something you really look forward to, especially being your class president. It really hurt me. It broke my heart.
I think it was probably one of the most hurtful things that has been said to him in his life. And he's been looking forward to this day all his life.
At Harry Truman High School near Philadelphia, Tyrone's principal says it's for his own good and for the safety of the other students. Even though Tyrone has never been in a gang, police say they've learned gang members are targeting him. After scrapping plans to put him in a bulletproof vest for graduation, authorities decided it was too much of a risk for him to show up at all.
If you want to protect somebody, you have to remove all the threats. And that's what we're doing.
Tyrone may be a target because his sister Rachel testified against gang members back in August. She was in a car with alleged members of the Bloods, who are accused of opening fire and killing a young man.
I think it's a little bit overboard. I don't fear for my life at all. Everyone knows where I live. I mean, I live right on the highway. It wouldn't be hard to find me. I do the same routine pretty much every day.
This golden child from a neighborhood tarnished with violence has become an inspiration. Even many of his classmates say they don't mind the metal detectors and extra police at graduation day. They want Tyrone there.
He's worked hard for it, and he should be able to.
Despite the disappointment of his lifetime, he says he'll stay home to ease the community's concerns.
I just hope everyone has a great time at graduation, that they forget about this. Even though I'm not there with them physically, I'm there spiritually. And that I just hope they have a great time and enjoy themselves. I see them afterwards.
One more reason he's made his mother and just about everyone around him so proud. For Good Morning America, Taina Hernandez, ABC News.
He is quite a young man. He's already earned a full scholarship. He plans to major in education and hopes to one day possibly be a social studies teacher. And he also, though, dreams of playing one day in the NBA. It's amazing.
There's something wrong when you get to a situation like that.
Yeah,
Very wrong.
Well, Mike Bars Mike Bars. Where is he? Well, he's down the block. A special competition is going on, as we know. And Mike, can you hear us?
I can hear you, yeah. The crowd going crazy. We're just about 2 blocks away at the ESPN zone for the first ever daddy-daughter shootout. No, they're not feuding. They're competing for tickets to the NBA Finals. We got Team Red and Team Blue going against each other. We'll get down eventually to just 2 teams. We're starting with 16. By the end of the show, the 2 will compete for a chance to go to the NBA Finals, which starts here Thursday right here on ABC. Let's first get to the weather and show you the map and tell you that a good portion of the country will see some severe storms. They'll bring gusty winds and hail from the northern Rockies to the northern plains, from Indiana to Mississippi and Alabama. A threat of flooding is on the increase in parts of the Northeast. Much of the Rockies are forecast to have scattered thunderstorms, while the remainder of the nation will be dry. How we doing here? 4, 8, 12. We'll add it up in just a second. That's a brief look at the national picture. Here's what's going on near you.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Rhonda Shelby in the K2 Storm Alert Weather Center. Expect partly sunny skies west of the Cascades today with temperatures in the low 70s. However, the Cascades, central and eastern Oregon could see isolated thunderstorms this afternoon.
And this portion of the weather brought to you by Silk Soy Milk. Stick around. The finals coming up in just a bit, Robin.
That is so cool. So you have a father and you have a daughter with a chance to go to the NBA Finals. That's amazing. Okay, coming up next, the murder that shocked the nation. A woman rips an unborn child from her mother's womb. Now the accused killer's family is speaking out. Come on back.
What the? Barbara.
Honey, we're drinking Silk.
Soy milk?
Paul, we have 2 calves. We both have demanding jobs. We need more than just coffee in the morning. Silk has soy protein, antioxidants, can help keep your heart healthy.
Okay, think heart. Heart. No, can't do it.
Oh, you're pathetic.
All right.
Right. Well, what do you think?
Good. You guys should try this.
Silk, Beyond Nutrition.
You feeling better?
I'm getting there. But I do feel good that we have Aflac.
Glad I asked about it at work.
I'm glad it's helping pay the bills.
Electric bill, house payments, even Michelle's education. Helps with just about any bills our health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Be undeniably you. LensCrafters' unconditional happiness guarantee gives you up to 30 days to decide. Wear them. Change them. Love them. Or your money back. LensCrafters. You'll see. We're better.
I don't know why people don't know about this. I don't know why I didn't know. I've never heard of this. I'm just shocked. I just found out that cervical cancer is caused by certain types of a common virus. HPV, human papillomavirus.
A cancer caused by a virus. I didn't know that.
Millions of people already have the types of HPV that can cause cervical cancer and other diseases.
You could have HPV and not even know it. For most women, HPV clears on its own, but for some, cervical cancer can develop. That's why it's important for you to talk to your doctor about Pap tests.
Tell someone that cervical cancer is caused by certain types of HPV.
I want to tell someone that I love.
I want to tell my daughter. Tell someone.
Tell someone.
Tell someone.
Forget fine lines. It's deep wrinkles that make us look older. Neutrogena Anti-Wrinkle Intensive Serum delivers 4 times the retinol to help fill in the look of even the deepest wrinkles. Don't let deep wrinkles tell your age. Anti-Wrinkle Intensive Serum. Neutrogena.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do now. Show yourself, girl. Do whatever you choose.
It's the winter seating sale. Save up to 40% now at Pier 1.
Get something special for Dad during the Father's Day sale at Wix Furniture. For 1 week only, buy 1 recliner, get 1 free. Plus, get a 6-piece reclining leather sectional for just $47 a month. Or a 5-piece dining room for just $14 a month. All with free interest till 2010 on everything in the store. 0 minimum purchase, 0 interest till 2010. Make Father's Day a Furniture Day. Hurry, Wix Father's Day sale ends Tuesday.
There are some crimes that shock us or shake us or force us to confront frightening things about human nature itself. One such crime was the murder of Bobby Jo Stinnett in 2004, a young woman whose life was just beginning until she crossed paths with a killer. And for the first time, we've heard now from the family of Lisa Montgomery, the woman charged with the heinous crime. It was a murder that stunned the nation. In December 2004, Bobby Jo Stinnett, a dog breeder, 8 months pregnant with her first child, opened the door of her Missouri home to a woman she believed wanted to purchase a dog. But the woman, Lisa Montgomery, didn't want a dog. She wanted Bobby Jo's unborn child.
1 month premature baby that was removed with the umbilical cord cut.
Details unfolded that were almost too much to bear. Montgomery was accused of strangling Bobby Jo, then cutting open her womb and taking a healthy baby girl. Married with 4 children of her own, Montgomery had told family and friends earlier in the year she was pregnant. Now, for the first time, Montgomery's children are speaking out about their mother's deceit, recalling she was so desperate to convince them she was pregnant, she constructed a nursery, even showed them a sonogram.
She had a picture of the ultrasound. I thought it was hers, of course. I guess they told me later that she just got it off the internet.
In need of a baby to cover her lie, authorities say Montgomery concocted the plan to steal the baby from Bobby Jo, an acquaintance of Montgomery's youngest daughter, whom she chatted with online. Hours after the crime, Montgomery's children say they didn't know anything was amiss when Montgomery invited them to a Long John Silver's parking lot to show them the baby.
She was definitely glowing. She was happy right then. I think she was really proud of her baby.
But the next day, authorities were charging their mother with murder and kidnapping.
I guess you could say I never had doubt that my mom's the one that had done it, but it was hard to believe, There was the whole day at school, look at my little sister, and then the next thing I hear, she's not really my little sister.
Montgomery's first husband is saddened but not surprised by his ex-wife's behavior. He says she had a history of faking pregnancies.
It really wasn't about, having kids and the fake pregnancy. It wasn't the fact that she tried to give Kevin a child. That wasn't the whole point of it. It was the attention. It was, it was what she enjoyed.
Today, the baby girl that had been kidnapped is healthy and thriving, living with her father. Lisa Montgomery, meanwhile, awaits trial. Her family says she's at peace in prison, noting it's as if she's relieved her life of charades is finally over. An author by the name of M. William Phelps has written a new book called Murder in the Heartland, investigating the murder of Bobby Jo Stinnett, and we talked with him about what he's learned of this grisly crime. There are cases where women will, for whatever reason, steal a child. They're driven to have children. But to actually cut a child out of another woman's womb and kill the mother is beyond gruesome. It is so horrifying that it defies credulity.
I think Lisa Montgomery, the alleged killer in this, okay?
She has not been tried yet.
Right.
But she's confessed.
She's confessed, and the forensics available that I know of is just remarkable. I mean, there's so much. But I think for Lisa Montgomery, it became desperation where she needed to have this baby. The result of what happened after didn't matter to her. I need to have this child because I'm being backed into a corner. I've been lying about this for years, and now my ex-husband is possibly going to take my children away from me, so I need to come up with a baby. And the means to do that, whatever happens, happens,
But what happened was so horrible. She really had, the alleged killer in this case, really had plotted this and thought about it and planned for it for months.
Right. She downloaded a cesarean section video off the internet. That's what I found out late as I was writing the book. And, she sought Bobby Jo Stinnett out. I mean, she picked her. So that's premeditation right there,
And had lied to people around her for months, telling them she was pregnant.
Including her husband.
Including her husband.
Who believed her. Who slept next to her every night and believed her.
How could he not know?
That was one of the questions I had that he didn't want to answer to me.
What conclusion did you come to?
I came to the conclusion that they worked different shifts. He worked third shift, I believe, and she worked part-time jobs, and they never really slept together other than the weekends. So it was easier for her to manipulate him. You know, it was easy for her to manipulate the town and her children, but for him, she had to work harder. Fake doctor's appointments, and just, you know, feel my stomach.
You talked to her?
Indirectly. But I ended up getting some letters she's written from prison since she's been arrested that are in the book.
And what is the tone of those letters?
She's found Jesus Christ. And it's all quoting scripture and nothing to do with the crimes. And it's her telling people in her life what to do, how to do it. They're remarkable in a sense. You know, they really are because, again, no responsibility.
The horrific nature of this crime being what it is there any indication that she would take an insanity defense, having plotted this for as long as she did, and then the crime being so horrible?
Well, an insanity defense is kind of with premeditation involved, which the government can definitely prove premeditation. I mean, I proved premeditation in my book.
It's an interesting case that fascinated people and still does, given the horrible nature of it. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And you can read an excerpt of Murder in the Heartland at abcnews.com. It is now 45 minutes after the hour. We go to the water cooler. Stay with us.
My name is Sarah. I've had a sleep problem. Actually, different problems. Sometimes I couldn't fall asleep, or I'd fall asleep and I couldn't stay asleep. My doctor suggested that I try Ambien CR, the latest Ambien. It does both. Helps me fall asleep and stay asleep. It's the only one with 2 layers. One dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep fast. The other dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. A good night's sleep makes a big difference.
Ambien CR is a treatment option you and your doctor can consider along with lifestyle changes and can be taken for as long as your doctor recommends. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Be sure you're able to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active again. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic. However, like most sleep medicines, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol.
Falling asleep and staying asleep. Both problems handled.
Ask your doctor about Ambien CR. Remember, that's CR for a good night's sleep from start to finish.
There's nothing more real than dogs. And we think they deserve food that's as real as they are. Introducing new Pedigree with chicken, rice, and vegetables. With real chicken and all the wholesome ingredients dogs deserve.
At ink?
Yeah, don't worry. The ink fairy will come tonight and leave us $3.
Or you could just use the easy button.
Like that's real.
Get $3 off your total in-store or online purchase with every empty cartridge. Staples. That was easy.
In 2 days, see the event Time Magazine calls the first great movie of the summer. Rolling Stone raves it's downright breathtaking. It's 2 thumbs up for Disney Pixar's Cars, rated G.
Do I spot a little pinstriping tattoo back there?
Oh, you saw that?
Starts Friday.
I wish we had a big house.
I wish we had an affordable house.
Find your perfect place. It's easy at RE/MAX.com. Nobody sells more real estate than RE/MAX.
To keep you going strong, choose GNC Women's Ultra Mega Bone Density Formula Multivitamin, featuring MBP, a protein complex from milk, clinically shown to support natural bone building. At GNC, we believe a quality life starts from within. Live well.
At Sylvan, we can help your child catch up, keep up, or get ahead in school. Call now and see how summer tutoring at Sylvan can make all the difference. Our customized tutoring can help with reading, math, writing, homework, test taking, college prep, and more. And we offer live online tutoring at home. Call if you want to see a better report card in the fall and a more confident child this summer.
Now enrolling for summer. Call 1-866-2-SYLVAN today.
A trip to Seaside is a tradition. Enjoy Seaside, Oregon. Spend time with old friends and meet new ones. There's so much to see and do. A natural choice for everyone and so much more than just a day at the beach. Seaside is always what you want it to be. Relax, rejuvenate, spend a day shopping. Visit www.seasideor.com for accommodations, restaurants, events, and more. Keep the tradition. Seaside, for time well spent. Seaside, Oregon. More than just a day at the beach.
Friday, it's Red Hot Country Entertainer of the Year, Kenny Chesney, in a GMA morning concert event.
We're going to be live, loud, and ready to rock the country.
It's Good Morning America's Summer Concert Series, presented by new Vanilla Mint Listerine.
And that's good to go. Bloop,
Yay,
bloop,
Kenny.
bloop.
Well, around the water cooler this morning, here is the issue. The human voice. How much does it raise? How much does it lower? And particularly the female voice. There is a book coming out called The Human's Voice, which says that women's voices are biologically getting lower because as you women get taller, they lower. But
Because the vocal cords
get
get longer.
That's right. The vocal cords get longer, but women are going to great lengths to lower them in their own way with their own exercises because it gives you more authority. Is that what they say?
It gives you more authority. I know, especially coming from the sports world. When I was a sportscaster, I really had to be conscious of that because your voice is very important, and men didn't want to hear and they didn't take
When
it
you were
seriously.
doing play-by-play, you tried to get your voice down?
Well, my voice has always been a little bit lower, but no, I didn't try. But there have been some that have done that. Like when you talk, you have an authoritative presence.
I was just saying, I'm hearing.
I do so solemnly swear to be president of the United States.
Yeah, I do so solemnly. Does that matter, really? Do we care that much?
I think it still does.
All right, we have some tests for you. Can you recognize these voices, and what do you think of their varying tones?
Oh, a test.
Voice number one.
But it was nice. Yeah, they put it all in my hands and they let me do it. I wrote the treatments and I was sending them all. And when it got to the point where I actually went on to set and I was going to direct the video, I was kind of nervous because I was kind of waiting on
Well
me.
done, well done, Robin Roberts. Voice number two.
I'm in pain. I got my foot banged up. And... Want to see it?
I have no idea.
Scarlett Johansson.
Okay.
Okay, voice number three.
Like everybody knows Scarlett Johansson.
The stage is so much better for women when they get older because characters for women.
Okay, next one.
Inside, I feel young, like a kid, but it's
Lauren
the
Bacall.
beginning.
Lauren Bacall.
Last one.
Last one.
Oh, yeah, baby, yeah, come on.
That's the voice.
Anyway, so, side of the times, women's voices are getting lower.
Can I throw the break? Can I throw the break?
Sure, you throw the break.
Okay, all right.
Ready? We'll be right back.
Coming up on Good Morning America, Health Alert with 1.3 million people seriously injured from medication mistakes and mishaps. Before you take your pills this morning, a survival guide. And Calling All Angels, you called back. An overwhelming response to our foster care series, and we'll bring you up to date on some of those wonderful kids.
I'm a curious kind of guy. I want to know how things work, what makes them tick. So I was glad when my doctor prescribed Nexium for my acid reflux disease. I got the purple pill and signed up for Purple Plus, a great program from Nexium. I'm learning what I need to know to manage my acid reflux disease. With the Purple Plus program, I get useful advice, great tasting recipes, even ways to save on my prescription. My doctor said prescription Nexium can relieve my heartburn and heal the erosions in my esophagus that acid reflux caused. So I don't just feel better, I am better. He also said I could still have other serious stomach conditions and that headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain could be side effects of Nexium.
Ask your doctor if switching to Nexium is right for you. To learn more about Nexium and Purple Plus, call or visit our website.
Mints can trigger heartburn.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help. Why ask your doctor about Botox Cosmetic?
This is my time.
Everyone has their own reason. Go to BotoxCosmetic.com to find a doctor nearby. Ask your doctor about the one, the only, Botox Cosmetic.
Isn't it about time?
Walking in the sunshine,
Matinee, and a box of Goobers. $10 on PayPass. Always having time for a quick pit stop. Priceless. Introducing MasterCard PayPass, the faster way to pay. Just tap and go.
My allergies can get so bad, I feel like I'm in a fog. Now, I'm Claritin Clear. Claritin relieves my sneezing and itchy eyes without making me drowsy. And it's proven to make me alert and focused. That one, please. Live Claritin Clear.
Silver tools, silver tools. I think I just fixed the problem. Lang-a-lang, see them hang. Not really sure what I'm doing. I was sorry, wife was calling. But I can't hear I say. Oops, I just cut off the power.
It's the season for dads at Sears. Right now, save big on the Craftsman tools Dad wants most. Sears.
Insurance, our best advertising isn't done by us. It's done by our customers, who love to pass our name on to others. Why? Because at Amica, we believe choosing car insurance is too important to rush through. So when you call us, we'll take the time to understand you, and then help you understand your options. Maybe that's why J.D. Power and Associates has ranked Amica highest in customer satisfaction among national auto insurers 6 years running, and why people stay with us year after year. Call Amica now and start saving money today. And because we help you choose the right coverage, you could save a lot more down the road. And that's the kind of thing people love to tell other people about. Call Amica today and switch to the insurance company that understands it's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Sears.
I don't believe that people are supposed to be monogamous.
Rob. It's distracting me. I'm getting rejected all the time. Do you get that? Or is it just me?
I used to do.
This Monday, ABC takes the mystery out of finding Mr. Right. 2 expert love coaches will help 4 very different women face their dating fears.
You're going to go on more dates than you could possibly imagine.
And it just might work.
I'm ready.
How to Get the Guy. Series premiere Monday, 10/9 Central, only on ABC.
Shoe Pavilion's gone punk with these hip new looks from Punk Rose and Idol for men, women, and kids. You've seen them in trendy boutiques for much, much more, but Shoe Pavilion's got them for just $24.99 to $29.99. Shoe Pavilion, why pay more?
There's nothing like the taste of Taco Del Mar. We discovered the new Mojito Burrito with the tasty new sauce of lime and cilantro. The new Mojito Burrito from Taco Del Mar. It's our favorite by far.
What does it mean to be mobile? It means no limits, no must-haves or got-tos. Being mobile means having something when and where you want it. Now, K2 News is mobile with K2 Podcasts. From local and national news to headlines and current events. Pick the stuff you want to see. Plug in your media player, then take it with you. News that's mobile. And K2's the only local station that has it. Just click on the side of K2.com and see what life is like being mobile with K2 Podcasts.
Trust Bathfitter to remodel your bathroom. In just one day, America's leading bath and shower remodeler will install a custom-made tub or shower to fit perfectly right over your old one. Call 1-877-595-8827 for your free in-home estimate.
Find out more about Bathfitter. Go to the yellow box at KATU.com and type in bath.
Shoe Pavilion's making waves with a fabulous price on Ocean Pacific sandals for men, women, and kids. Just $14.99 to $19.99. But you better hurry. This price is way too hot to last. Shoe Pavilion. Why pay more?
Thank you for watching K2, the spirit of the Northwest. Good morning. This is K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Good morning. It is 7:58, and I'm Rhonda Shelby. Here's what's making news. A single vehicle accident claimed the life of a woman early this morning. It happened about 4 a.m. just outside La Center in Northwest, on Pacific Highway near 9th. The woman's truck rolled over, killing her. There's very little information about this accident at this time. There's been a break in a string of suspicious fires in Tillamook. Police have arrested Edward Rust and charged him with arson for his part in yesterday's morning blaze at Bell's Office Supplies. The fire caused heavy damage to the landmark building. His arrest comes 1 week after another suspicious fire at St. Albans Church, just a few blocks away. Now let's check in on the commute. Here's Jeff Hunter with Beat the Traffic.
It is pretty stacked up on the Banfield if you're making your way inbound. We've got lined up traffic heading in from just before I-205 all the way down to I-5, and some slowing outbound that you can see right there in the Gateway District. Trying to get on to 205 North, 205 very slow northbound heading up toward the Killingsworth exit for some reason today. Don't see any problem off the ramp. Also got slowing in from Vancouver on I-5 southbound. It starts back at about Mill Plain a little before that, and it stays slow most of the way down through Delta Park. More slowing at Portland Boulevard. I-5 northbound, stop and go traffic as you pull up through to Tualatin. It is lined up past Nyberg Street and a little bit slow into Lake Oswego. More slowing from before Capitol Highway all the way into the Terwilliger curves. I'm Jeff Hunter with Beat the Traffic. Now back to you, Rhonda.
Thanks, Jeff. Maybe it's a little sun glare that is slowing people down. We have partly cloudy skies out there right now. 73 will be the high temperature today. Tonight, 53 degrees and increase in clouds. And as the disturbance passes over the area over the next couple of days, we'll look for mostly cloudy skies, maybe a chance of some light rain into Friday morning. Not much, though, as it looks very weak. And this weekend looks warm and dry with highs near 80 degrees. And we'll be back in about 25 minutes with another weather and traffic update.
Hit it with your best shot. That's GMA's Daddy-Daughter basketball shootout. Fathers and their daughters. Hot pursuit of their hoop dreams. On the line, tickets, ladies and gentlemen, to the NBA Finals, Miami versus Dallas. So that's right down the street, ESPN Zone. They're going to shoot it out and a chance to win tickets to go to the finals.
It's a father-daughter shootout, and Mike Bars is down there, and Mike actually brought his daughter to compete in this thing. She looked a lot like Cheryl Swoops, I don't know, but
anyway, a ringer, yes.
The winner of this gets tickets to the NBA
And we'll
Finals.
show it in the last half hour.
Yeah,
Shootout.
that's why we have the cameras there, and that's why Mike Bars is there.
Can I be your daughter?
Boy.
Yes.
Good morning, America. It's nice to have all of you with us.
It sure is. We say good morning to you, but we want to tell you more again about the news this morning, those new details in that foiled terror plot out of Canada, the plot that never came to pass. Beheadings, hostages, plans to storm government buildings and TV stations. And we will have the latest on that in a moment.
Also ahead in this half hour, we're going to have a health alert. Medication mistakes behind an estimated 40,000 deaths each year and 1.3 million serious health problems. There are so many prescriptions written, 3 billion every year in this country, but about half are not fulfilled, or people take the medications wrong. They mix them improperly with vitamins or with supplements, herbal supplements. So we're going to tell you how to keep everything straight this morning.
And Calling All Angels, our series on foster care and the needs of America's foster care children. We put out the call. You answered by the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands, and we thank you for that. And this morning, we're going to bring you up to date on some of the children you met and also some of the things the government is now doing and your generous offers. And we'll introduce you to another young man lost in the system.
The response has been just tremendous, hasn't it?
Awesome.
But first, we got Robin with the headlines of the morning.
All right, thank you. The massive security breach that put 26 million veterans at risk is much worse than initially believed. The Veterans Administration now says personal data of more than 2 million active duty military, National Guard, and Reserve members were also on the laptop stolen from the home of a VA employee. That's up from an estimate of 50,000 announced last weekend. Critically wounded CBS correspondent Kimberly Dozier is on her way back to the U.S. She left Ramstein Air Base this morning in Germany for the National Naval Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland. Doctors say her facial swelling has decreased significantly and that she has had physical therapy on her injured legs. Canadian officials reeling over the chilling revelations emerging in the case of a foiled terror plot. Prosecutors say the 17 suspects now under arrest were planning a massacre. Our chief investigative correspondent, Brian Ross, has the details.
Canadian officials say the decision to move in on the suspects, who had been under surveillance for almost 2 years, came because of a belief the men were almost ready to act. The most dramatic part of the plot included the plan to attack and storm the Parliament building in Ottawa. Officials, including Prime Minister Stephen Harper, were to be taken hostage and beheaded if Canadian troops were not withdrawn from Afghanistan or if Muslim prisoners were not released. The details came from a lawyer for one of the suspects, who said the plot also included a plan to storm the studios of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, the CBC.
An allegation apparently that my client personally indicated that he wanted to behead the Prime Minister of Canada.
The Prime Minister has defended the role of Canada's 2,300 troops in Afghanistan, and that clearly was a big issue for the suspected terrorists. Just 2 months ago at this mosque, a member of Parliament heard the alleged ringleader of the plot condemn Canadian troops as rapists.
He alluded to the fact that Canadian troops are deployed in Afghanistan to rape Muslim women.
Canadian and U.S. officials say this plot at heart was a website plot, with online jihadists in the U.S., London, and Bosnia serving essentially as armchair commanders, making suggestions on methods and targets. Brian Ross, ABC News, Toronto.
President Bush wraps up his 2-day immigration reform campaign today in Omaha. He's calling on the House and the Senate to resolve their sharply different views on the overhaul plan. Nationwide manhunt is over for a convicted sex offender accused of strangling a Clemson University student. Jerry Inman was captured in Tennessee just before midnight, hours after police announced that DNA linked him to the South Carolina apartment of murdered college junior Tiffany Sowers. He is facing an extradition hearing this morning. Singer-songwriter Billy Preston has died. He was a prolific musician who also played with many top acts, including the Beatles. Nothing from Nothing, and Will It Go Round in Circles among his solo hits. Preston, so very talented, was 59. He had battled chronic kidney failure for years. A dubious distinction for Cadillac. For the fourth straight year, the Cadillac Escalade SUV, the most stolen car in the U.S. That's according to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Behind the Escalade are the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution and the Dodge Ram 1500 as the three most stolen vehicles. And here's a new vehicle you better lock up just in time for summer. It's a cooler that not only keeps your drinks cold, but comes with wheels, an electronic motor. The Cruisin' Cooler lets you ride your lunch to work at a cool 13 miles per hour. What will they think of next? That is the latest news at 8:05. Now for the latest weather. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Let's go to Mike Bars.
Daddy, that's right. Who's your daddy? A little daddy-daughter shootout here at the ESPN Zone. We are down to the Elite Eight, we can call it right now. We're trying to get down to two teams by the end of the show. Tickets to the NBA Finals on the line. First, the blue team, David Kehoe, Emily Kehoe. They're from Eastchester, New York. You play some varsity ball, huh? You excited?
Yeah, very.
All right. We're excited here. We got the red team as well. We've got Jesse and Jim Hornung. They're from Weston, Connecticut, and you're in 9th grade. So we've got a little bit of an age discrepancy. The guys, both in their mid-40s, we'll say, right? All right, get to your stations right there. We're going to give you a minute to compete here. Team with the highest point total wins. Feel free to start it. On your mark, get set, go ahead. Takes 1 second for the balls to roll down here. All right. Everybody, there was some trash talking going on earlier. I should mention that. Oh, we're feeling it down here on this side right here. Very nice. Let's get to your weather real quick. We'll figure out how this is going to turn out in a little less than a minute now. First of all, temperature-wise, it'll be in the 80s and 90s in much of the nation. 92 in both Phoenix and 105 rather in Phoenix, 92 in both Denver and Orlando, and cooler in the Northeast. That's a brief look at the national picture. Here is what's happening near you.
Pleasant weather is ahead for you in the Pacific Northwest. Once again today, partly cloudy skies west of the Cascades. East of the Cascades, you can see some clouds rolling up from the south. It also means thunderstorms are possible for you in central and eastern parts of the state. Our high 73, our low 53. Increasing clouds overnight. Chance of a couple sprinkles are possible. But take a look at your weekend forecast. We could be in the 70s and low 80s by Sunday. And now back to Good Morning America.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a few seconds are ticking down now, and it looks like the blue team has dominated this one. You guys are moving on. Moving on, congratulations. We'll stick around. We'll see if you can make the finals, all right? Good luck to you. Let's send it back to you, Charlie.
All right, thanks, Mike. Everybody wants to be healthy, and most of us do what we can to stay that way. Or do we? Did you know that half of all prescriptions are not filled or are taken incorrectly? The guests who are with us this morning say that with a little information, you can get the most out of your medicines with some simple tips to wise everyone up. We're joined by Dr. Mehmet Oz and Dr. Michael Roizen. They are authors of You, the Smart Patient. Good to have you guys back with us. This is always interesting. I just from a sort of, we'll get to some specifics in a minute, but in a generic way, what's the most common mistake that people make mixing medications, vitamins, herbal supplements, etc.?
Most common mistake is not appreciating that seemingly innocuous choices, like taking an herb, which is really a drug, can offset all the benefits you may get from a drug you're being prescribed. And your doctor won't know that, nor will your pharmacist or anybody else.
But you can't know. I mean, we can't be expected to know how all these things interact. So does there have to be a central clearinghouse for everything you take? Somebody who knows everything you take and knows what the interactions are, and who should that be?
Your pharmacist is the most accessible and least expensive person in the whole system. So bring everything, bring all the bottles to your pharmacist to show them everything you're taking, even if you didn't get it at that pharmacy.
But if I walk in and say, hey, kindly pharmacist, here's all my herbs, here's all my vitamins, here's all my medicines, isn't he going to send me on my way?
He's going to love you.
He wants to sell me.
They're looking forward to do it. They love doing that.
They do.
And that's their real skill set. They can do that. And not only that, they have great computer systems. Even the mom and pop pharmacy now have great computer systems that let them look at all those interactions.
Well, I was going to say, do the pharmacists really know how everything interacts, or do they have computer programs that tell them that will kick out, I shouldn't be taking this with this?
They know it better than the doctors do.
Really?
That's the scary part. And plus, they actually are legally obliged to spend time with you privately, if you desire it, to talk about what you're taking. And most importantly, when the pharmacist is teaching you about your medications, that you can bring in the extra little tidbits you're adding into your life, like a little vitamin support or an herb, which in themselves may be of great benefit, but you didn't know they would threaten your life.
Oh, so tell them about your prescriptions and tell them everything you're taking.
Everything. Most of us don't do it to anyone. 80% of us don't tell our physicians, and many physicians don't have the time to do it, but the pharmacist, that's their skill set.
All right, let me talk about some specifics, and let me, since I take a statin drug, let me start with my own problems. I take a statin drug every day, and I'm told, for instance, that statin drugs don't mix with some vitamins.
Right, vitamins C and E, not the ones you get in food, but the ones you take in pill form, inhibit 50% of the benefit of the statin drugs. Statin drugs are cholesterol management drugs.
Right.
It isn't the cholesterol effect they interfere with, it's their other major effect, their anti-inflammatory effect. So you don't want to take extra amounts of vitamin C or E if you're taking any of the statin drugs, Zocor, Lipitor, Crestor, any of them.
Really, C and E will inhibit the effectiveness of the statin drug?
Correct.
Ooh, okay. I'm glad to know that. Thank you very much for that personal
and in fact, there's a list, if you want, there's a list now that Real Age and the Joint Commission, the Patient Safety Advocate, helped us compile that's on the abcnews.com website.
I'm going to mention that actually at the end.
Okay.
I'll plug the ABC News website. I always like to do that. How about antidepressants, which a lot of people take?
Well, antidepressants, like St. John's wort, which is a very commonly taken over-the-counter preparation, in themselves are effective. But when you mix them with other antidepressant drugs, or, get this, birth control pills, it can inactivate them. So if you think you're depressed...
St. John's wort?
Yes, so if you think you're depressed now, imagine what happens if you're taking it. It inactivates or allows your body to quickly metabolize a birth control pill so you don't get the effect.
Huh.
And those are the kinds of interactions people don't think about. Why would they? And frankly, who's going to tell them, Charlie? Because your doctor doesn't know it, nor does your pharmacist.
Right. How about antibiotics, which are so widely prescribed? Anything that inhibits those?
Yeah, the antibiotics, if you're taking an antacid, it can engulf the antibiotic. So the take-home message is if you're taking an antacid, take it at least 2 hours separate from when you take the antibiotic.
And how about normal supplements? I mean, there's what are all the G's? The ginger, the ginseng,
Well, you have ginger, ginseng, ginkgo biloba, garlic. These are all wonderful for you, except for the fact that they thin your blood, which is good normally. But I'm a heart surgeon, Charlie. If I'm going to operate on your heart, I don't want you on these herbs because you're going to bleed.
Right.
So you need to tell your surgeon and your anesthesiologist that you're taking these herbs so they can advise you when you need to stop them.
And if you also take a daily aspirin to thin your blood, as a lot of people do, then that will even further thin your blood and perhaps take it too far.
But another great example, aspirin should be taken by about 60 million Americans. Only about 20 million take it. So we're not actually using aspirin enough. However, when taken at the wrong times, it can cost you your life. And here's a good number for you to remember. For every dollar we spend as a nation on health benefits and drugs for pharmaceuticals, it costs us $1 to fix the problem. Because we're not taking it right.
Right. All right. This is all interesting stuff. And as we mentioned a moment ago, for a list of some of the most common and easily avoided sources of adverse drug reactions, you can go to abcnews.com. Drs. Oz and Roizen, always good to have you here. When we come back, Calling All Angels, we put out the call and you answered the overwhelming response to our series on foster care in America, and we'll get back to what you can do to help. Stay with us.
From Robert Altman comes a story.
You might think about cutting down on the desserts and sex with men.
About a different kind of family.
What are you writing? Poem. What's it about? Suicide? Oh. She put a hose in his tailpipe.
Life is a struggle, and if you should ever feel really happy, be patient. This will pass.
The barn doors are open.
A Prairie Home Companion, rated PG-13, starts Friday.
No matter what you love, all you need is a Chase Rewards card.
Everybody loves to earn free rewards. Find the card you'll love at ChooseChase.com.
We can't see our insides. I can't see my heart. How do I know what kind of shape it's in? I cannot. But I can eat things like soy protein that can help keep it healthy. So I drink Silk.
My attitude is I am a 61-year young woman with diabetes. I found a better attitude when it comes to eating.
New One Touch Ultra 2 with before and after meal averages can help you see how food affects your blood sugar.
I can enjoy food again. Under control.
One touch changes everything, yeah.
If I said feline.
Bacon!
Cat?
Bacon!
Kitty, kitty, kitty?
Bacon, bacon, bacon!
Bacon strips?
It's bacon!
No, it's bacon strips, Fran. Folks don't know it's not bacon.
Diane Mintz is a realtor. She helps people buy and sell real estate. But those aren't the only people Diane helps.
Every year I send inner-city children to camp. They'd never heard of archery before, but now they can do archery. They're just kids who are proud of themselves for the first time.
She knows that something that the kids may learn from camp may change their life completely.
The Realtor Code of Ethics is about treating people fairly and honestly. I make a promise to conduct business fairly, and I've also made a promise to these kids.
How do the professionals fight bugs? They put down a barrier that stops them dead. Now you can too. Presenting Ortho Home Defense Max. With one easy application inside and out, Ortho's exclusive InvisiShield technology forms a barrier, killing the bugs you have, stopping new ones from coming in. All season long, guaranteed. Ortho Home Defense Max. Kill bugs like a pro.
New Gain Joyful Expressions laundry detergent comes in scents so surprising.
Next, please. Ticket and passport.
They attract attention.
Sir, are you flirting with me? Watch it, mister. I'm married. Oh, looks like I'll have to bump someone to business class.
Don't laugh. It's that good. New Gain Joyful Expressions in Apple Mango Tango.
Looks like the secret's out. New Quaker Chewy with 90 calories. Now chewy and chocolatey come in 90 tasty calories. It's irresistible. Keep the goodness going.
And now we want to bring you up to date on our series, Calling All Angels, in which the kids inside the foster care system ask your help in fixing it and fixing their lives. Last week, every division in ABC News reported on the 500,000 children who pass through the system every year. So many of them, too many of them, in 5, 10, 15 different homes in their short lives. Well, more than 600,000 of you went to the website in just the first few days. Congress has begun to move. I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. But first, we're going to introduce you to yet another child who just needs a home. 10-year-old Christian is small, with a shy smile, warm eyes, and like most young boys his age, loves to play sports and video games. But unlike most kids, some of Christian's age are spent at adoption fairs like this one in Florida, watching, hoping someone in this room will find it in their heart to love him.
It's important to me because I want to get adopted, and I want a family that I can stay with, and I want a baby brother and dad.
They all want to have a mom. They all want a mom and a dad so bad that, that they're just trying to create their world.
Simple wishes from a little boy with a big spirit who has been through a lot. He is just 10, but Christian has already been in his 4th home.
He's come a long way. It's been rough. He doesn't need to be rejected again. The fact that he's willing to even take a look at being adopted is a really positive thing for him.
Like many kids in the foster care system, Christian has had struggles. His has been a medical need, which we'll keep private.
You did such a great job, young man.
But he is full of energy, life, and dreams. And at the fair, several people do express interest in this magical little boy.
If there is either one adoption that takes place, we will be thrilled that it was a successful event.
I found a family that I want to go to. I like them and they like me. And they have 2 dogs. And they have children that I can play with.
But in the end, the family with the dogs does not adopt. And Christian goes back to his life of waiting once more. A place of longing, love looking for a home. So many of them there. Now, we said there has been some action in Congress. We want you to know that the Senate Finance Committee is going to take up a bill on Thursday aiming to reduce the number of times a foster child has to be shuffled from one placement to another. And the House is considering a similar bill as well as tax credits for families who adopt children over 9 when the chances of finding family drop so much. So if you care about the issue, do something. Get in touch with your senators and congressmen. This is coming up this next week. Also, what about the churches themselves? You remember the Salem Alliance Church and Pastor John Stumbo in Salem, Oregon, who said it's time for all the churches, including the very wealthy, big mega churches, to try to make a difference. He wants everybody around the country to go to their church and say it is time to pitch in. You'll remember him.
If a community doesn't care about their children, we don't deserve to be called a community. If a neighborhood doesn't care about their children, we're not a neighborhood. And if a church doesn't care about the children of the neighborhood, what are we calling ourselves a church for? That's not a church for Christ.
And we are going to be checking in on the big churches to see if they're going to help out. Now, updates on 2 of the children you met in the ABC special. 11-year-old Summer, you'll remember her, I hope, sexually abused for years, her home so filthy the cockroaches were surgically removed from her ears. And, of course, 15-year-old Sean, who was so abused, shuffled from one home to another, but dreams lighting up his face.
I want to be a cosmetologist, house designer, clothing designer, maybe a teacher. Oh, I want to be a backup dancer for Britney Spears.
Offers of scholarships and foster homes.
Hey, guys!
Happy Father's Day.
Thanks.
Bring out the kid in your dad with a Father's Day gift card. Happy Father's Day from the Home Depot. You can do it, we can help.
You are very hungry. You want to devour a bloomin' onion like a rabid jackal. You'll be on your way to Outback before I can say Billabong on the bingo. Billabong on the bing... Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right. Reason number 1, 2, and 3 to eat dinner at Outback tonight. Steak, steak, and steak. Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
It's Walt Disney at his finest. A tale of friendship and believing in yourself.
Just quiet!
No childhood is complete without Dumbo, the new Big Top edition on Disney DVD today.
Finally, advanced sun protection you can't wait to apply. New Neutrogena Fresh Cooling Sunblock. Cools with a water-light mist. Provides superior stabilized UVA, UVB defense with Helioplex. Powerful protection, instant refreshment. New Fresh Cooling Sunblock. Neutrogena.
I went in for dog treats and discovered a way to reward myself.
Hey, I'm feeling fine now. Hey, the sun is shining.
Hi there.
Bill, what are you doing here?
Just thought I'd drop by with the terms of your refinancing.
Well, actually, I'm refinancing at Lending Tree.
You're choosing Lending Tree over me?
Look, you're a good mortgage broker. But Lending Tree has better service. They even have loan specialists to help me through the whole process.
But, Dad, I'm your son.
I know you are, Billy. I know.
Join the 18 million people getting a better loan at Lending Tree. When banks compete, you win.
Fast forward to flawless hair. Get a head start on curly or straight looks. Introducing Frizzi's shampoos and conditioners infused with styling ingredients that start your style right in the shower. Prep for glossy curls. or smooth, straight styles right from the start with Frizzy shampoos and conditioners. And for the best way to eliminate frizz, use Frizzy's hair serum. From the professionals at John Frieda.
It's coming. 5 new vehicles. All have our best ideas within them. All are engineered for people who love the road. It's coming. The next generation of Nissan thinking for the next generation of Nissan drivers. Get ready. Shift 2.0 is coming.
Good morning. This is K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
Good morning, I'm Rhonda Shelby, and here's what's making news. Underwear thief Sung-Koo Kim will spend nearly a decade behind bars. Before learning his sentence yesterday, Kim begged for forgiveness.
I now realize the wide range of emotions victims are feeling towards me. I regret that I am the source of this trouble.
Kim's mother was emotional as she begged the Washington County Court for kind understanding. According to testimony yesterday, Kim began stealing women's underwear when he was just 17 years old and had collected about 3,400 pairs by the time he was arrested in May of 2004. Kim is already serving time on Yamhill County charges, but the judge ruled that he should serve additional time on Washington County charges, a total of nearly 10 years. A Multnomah County jail inmate escaped and reportedly had sex with a woman locked in the mental unit. The inmate was missing for nearly 3 hours, and jail workers didn't even know he was gone until he pressed the intercom in that woman's cell and asked to be let out. DeRoy Willis had been locked in for charges of robbery. Now prosecutors are considering rape charges against him. Investigators are trying to determine how he managed to escape his cell on May 1st and have sex with a mentally incapacitated woman. According to the Oregonian, Bernie Justo, sheriff, said, quote, "This woman may not have objected, but she may not have the capacity to object." And now in lighter news, folks are busy preparing for the Grand Floral Parade. People have been quite busy assembling the floral floats, making sure they finish on time for the big day. They're put together in a warehouse in Northwest Portland, and you can see them all morning Saturday, starting at 10, along the parade route between the Rose Garden and PGE Park. And we actually should have some nice weather for the Grand Floral Parade. But before we get to that, let's talk about today's forecast. Here's a look from the Gorge Cam right now, courtesy of the Hood River Inn as we look off to the west. We have scattered cloud cover over the region, and in fact, on the Northwest satellite picture, you can see that it's starting to get heavier over the eastern half of the state. That's because it's not only cloud cover, but moisture riding up in the upper levels in the atmosphere from the south, and as it does, we could see some thunderstorms breaking out this afternoon with afternoon heating over the Cascades, over the eastern mountain ranges, and over southeast Oregon as well as southeast Washington. The rest of us will see increasing clouds as a little disturbance comes in from the west. But for the rest of us, for the rest of the day here, it looks pretty nice. High of 73 degrees. Increasing clouds tonight at about 53 for your overnight low. Here's a look at the 10-day trend. That disturbance will bring in clouds and keep them in the region for tomorrow. We may see some showers on Friday, but it sure looks nice for the weekend. Upper 70s and low 80s expected. Have a great day.
Step right up to America's Best. What would you call a store that offers contacts for just $12.49 a box? And designer frames from Tommy Hilfiger and Timberland. And 2 pairs of glasses for $69.95, including a free eye exam. America's Best. 2 pairs for $69.95 plus a free eye exam. Call 1-800-2PAIR or go to 2pair.com and schedule an appointment. America's Best. The best prices in sight.
This is K2, the spirit of the Northwest. If you're in one of these locations, you may be able to receive a clearer signal by tuning to one of these UHF channels.
I love to exercise, but during the winter months, I don't feel real comfortable going out when it's dark. Then I found my solution at Exercise Equipment Northwest. They have the biggest selection in town of quality exercise options, and they carry all the best brands. Now I'm able to keep my routine and feel safe too. I made the right choice at Exercise Equipment Northwest.
Find out more about Exercise Equipment Northwest. Go to the yellow box at KATU.com and type in exercise.
Right now, it's Sleep Country's fantastic mix and match sale. Save big on hundreds of mismatched Sealy, Simmons, Spring Air, and Pacific mattress sets. And every size is on sale.
Why buy a mattress anywhere else?
The one, the only Larry King.
Martha interviews one great interviewer next time. And oh, how the tables have turned.
You're showing me up.
You're doing a very funny job.
This serious host is now one serious baker.
How to do a cake? How not to do it.
Plus, it's not only the kitchen that's heating up.
Do you remember our date?
There was a little bit of an attraction there. Let's not deny it.
Then Chef Scott Conant has Martha working for him. Next, Martha.
Today at 11 on K2, The Spirit of the Northwest.
Watch Jeopardy! Tonight at 7 here on K2.
Here in Hillbilly Hell, we have standards.
Well, I don't get it.
Nothing. I just thought I'd say thank you for doing a great job, so I thought I'd let you stay with me. Oh, don't with me.
Life is a highway. At least it certainly is for Bonnie Hunt. That's the voice you hear. She's a Porsche. I mean, if you're going to be in a movie about cars, how great is it that you get to be the Porsche, the fast lane? It's a new movie called Cars, and Bonnie is here live in our Times Square studios to talk about. Oh, that's great. Give us the flip, baby. Give us the flip. Yes, yes. Oh. There you go. Work it, work it, work it. Oh, she's coming up in this half hour.
She has such a nice face when she does that. She looks like a mop. That's not good. Swiffer. A what?
That's all the rage. Swiffer.
All right, good morning, America. It's good to have you with us. Also in this half hour, our medical editor, Dr. Tim Johnson, is going to be here. As you may know, if you watch this program regularly, Tim is not only a wonderful physician, but he's also an ordained minister. And he wrote a book recently that really tackles the big questions. How do you reconcile spiritual beliefs with scientific theories? Questions so basic, like does God exist? Is the universe an accident? And how did we get here? His provocative look at the questions ahead.
And also just a few blocks from here all morning long, we've been checking in at the ESPN Zone, a basketball showdown there. They've been shooting hoops all morning because it's GMA's daddy-daughter shootout. And the prize, tickets to the NBA Finals coming up, will crown the winner. But Robin begins again. She's got the headlines once more.
All right, Diane, thank you. Investors are keeping their fingers crossed, hoping to avoid a third consecutive day of losses. The two-day sell-off was sparked by concerns that the Federal Reserve could raise interest rates too much, cooling the economy to the point of recession. The U.S. military has confirmed that 2 American troops were killed in Afghanistan. They were on patrol in their Humvee when they hit a roadside bomb. Violence against coalition forces has increased in recent months. An Army officer is taking a stand against the war, refusing to go to Iraq. Lieutenant Aran Watada of Fort Lewis, Washington, will publicly announce his objection this morning, saying he will not be party to an illegal and immoral war. He is the first commissioned officer to refuse deployment. Legislation calling for a ban on gay marriage has hit a roadblock on Capitol Hill this morning. Senators voted 49-48 on a procedural motion to cut off debate on the issue. The amendment would have required 60 votes. Indonesia's Mount Merapi volcano is still causing fears of a major eruption. The volcano is sending out streams of hot lava and superheated clouds of gas, forcing the evacuation of 11,000 villagers who live nearby. Volcanic activity has been increasing since an earthquake hit Java Island last month. And it looks like American Idol runner-up Katharine McPhee is headed over the rainbow after all. She sang that a time or two, didn't she? Well, she signed a deal with legendary music mogul Clive Davis to record the Wizard of Oz classic along with the Idol original, My Destiny. It's in stores on June 27th, just like that. Latest news, 8:33. The latest weather back down the street to Mike Bars at the ESPN Zone.
Yep, it's the GMA Daddy-Daughter Shootout, as you mentioned a little bit earlier, and we are in the semifinals right now. We have the Greenberg family from New York City and the Banks family from Teaneck, New Jersey. They got a minute to score as many buckets as they can. Trip to the NBA Finals on the line. You can see the chart right here. It's really screwed up my bracket early in the day because I had Gonzaga going all the way. Never works out the way I wanted to. Let's briefly get you caught up in the weather, folks. We'll tell you this turns out in just a second. And you'll see some heavy rain and flooding in the forecast for the northeast. Much of the Rockies will have scattered thunderstorms, some severe with hail, gusty winds with threat of some flooding. Storms are also in the forecast for the Great Lakes to the Gulf Coast. Most of the rest of the nation will be dry, however, for most of the day. How are we doing here? I think the red team is on fire. That's a brief look at the national picture. Here is what's happening near you.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Rhonda Shelby in the K2 Storm Alert Weather Center. Expect partly sunny skies west of the Cascades today with temperatures in the low 70s. However, the Cascades, central and eastern Oregon could see isolated thunderstorms this afternoon.
We have a tie. What is going on here? Come on. We're going to have another shootout in the commercial break here, all right, so we can decide who's going to the finals. We have to have ties now? Come on. They're so good. They're so good. All right, this portion of weather brought to you by Ortho Home Defense. Let's toss it back to you guys in the studio. We'll figure out who's going to the finals in just a little bit.
All right, Mike, thanks. Life in the fast lane these days, that is just what life is like for Bonnie Hunt. A new chapter for this woman playing a Porsche with a heart, or maybe a carburetor of gold in the new animated movie Cars. And she joins us now. Good to see you again.
Thanks. Nice to see you.
Are you up and out? You up with us this morning?
Yeah, I'm up. I'm up. I never went to bed.
You never?
Oh, no, I was out all night. Yeah.
You little party animal.
Well, you know, I like to have fun.
You have a good time, especially with this new movie. Now, if you have to be in a movie about cars, I bow to you to be a Porsche.
I'll say.
Was that the seal the deal? The fact that you could play a Porsche?
No, I figured I'd be like a 57 Buick, just based on type, body type. But no, John Lasseter, it's all from his imagination, the great leader of Pixar. He's just a brilliant guy, and I was thrilled. This is my third movie with them, and, they call, and I just say yes.
Oh, we love you. It's A Bug's Life. I mean, I was talking with Michael Keaton, who's also a character in the movie as well, and Charlie and I were talking about how fascinating it must be to only have your voice to work with, and how difficult and how also challenging that must be in a movie like this.
You really have to count on the brilliance of these guys at Pixar.
Yeah.
I mean, John Lasseter is such a visionary, and when he's guiding you through the process, he can paint the picture so beautifully just because he is an artist, and he's a kid at heart, and he's brilliant. So you're just in good hands. But it is a stretch, you really have to use your imagination, and there's a real nice childlike quality to it, and certainly a professionalism that you can be proud of.
Michael talks about how, Michael Keaton, when he was here, about it is a character. You're still playing a character, and he had his character was a small, petty guy. Right. Tell us about your character, Sally.
Sally is a former attorney from L.A., who just lived life in the fast lanes and decided to just get away to find some more meaning in her life. And I think we all kind of go through that. Certainly around the age of 40, you kind of go, geez, is this what I want to be doing? Is this what I should be doing? What have I done? And
what have I done?
Yeah, sure, what have I done with the time? And that's kind of what she's going through. And I think we all fantasize about just stopping and taking it easy, but it just seems like too big of a risk, doesn't it?
It does seem like too big of a risk. We think about it, but we don't actually follow through with it.
Right.
When we get to this. So Sally's in this town, She's kind of a big-time girl. And then Owen Wilson is the main character. His car is the main character. And he comes to town. He's a big stock car racer, and he kind of comes to town, and the two meet up. Let's play a little bit of a clip.
Because even here in Hillbilly Hell, we have standards.
What? I don't get it.
Nothing. I just thought I'd say thank you for doing a great job, so I thought I'd let you stay with me. Oh, not with me, but there.
Wait, you're being nice to me.
I mean, if you want to stay at the Dirty Impound, that's fine. I understand, you criminal types.
No. That's okay.
Cone number 1 if you want.
Hey, do I spot a little pinstriping tattoo back there?
Oh, that's just the... Oh! Oh, you saw that? Yeah.
So creative. It just makes you smile. It's very sweet.
It's a wonderful film, and for all ages and the artistry